Let's get going. Hold on. I had to wait. I'm late because I had to wait. This place was too packed. Too many people here making too much noise for me to do the live stream. But anyway, I can do it now. I have about 1 hour. Okay, y'all. I got about 1 hour. And we just make it do what it do. All right? Let me move. Oh well. I'm going to ignore what's in the background. Let me see here. We're on page. We're on the next subheading, actually. We're on Cosmic Harmony. Cosmic Harmony. If y'all didn't see the last video, y'all really need to go and watch the last video, okay? Check out what it says about the Hebrew root word MSL that is translated as rule. Okay, check that out. There's very good stuff in there that shows that astrotheology or cosmology, astronomy, is not forbidden. Okay, it is not forbidden. And in fact, when you look at that MSL root word, you're going to see that it is saying the same thing that modern or even ancient, let me rephrase that ancient astrologers have said that cosmic energy, probably the most widely known form of cosmic energy is electromagnetism. It can influence physical body as well as consciousness, okay? And mood. All right, so that's all I have to say about that. Let's get into Cosmic Harmony. You see it's still a little bit loud in here, but I'll make it do what it do. Y'all just roll with me, all right? Page 36. Page 36. Hold on a second. I want to backtrack. Let me make a suggestion, y'all. If you have not watched the video that I did explaining this diagram, this image here, this is figure 2 on page 30. If you haven't watched that video, y'all go back and watch the video, okay? Make sure you watch it, all right? Make sure you watch it. I was thinking, I don't know if I said this in the other video, but Mary, okay, so in many countries outside of North America, when they say Mary, they're going to refer to Mother Mary or Mama Mary, all right? So here you see Mary or Mama Mary as a human, a pale face, and she has her breast out. And then there's a fish, y'all know the fish is Pisces. Y'all know that Horus is represented with the fish over his head, I think on December 25th when he's resurrected. I'm not sure exactly when, but I think it's December 25th. Horus is depicted with a fish above his head. Y'all Google search it, okay? Google search it. So you'll know that Isis is Mary, right? Isis is Mary. Isis is Mary. Mary is Virgo, the constellation Virgo, okay? All right? So anyway, so Mary, the pale face Mary, is depicted with a fish, or she's breastfeeding a fish, or breastfeeding a fish. So here you have man or woman, right, or a hybrid woman with a fish. So y'all see the point? It's a human and a fish. That's a dogon. Even though it's not drawn as a dogon, but a woman does not give birth to a fish, nor does a woman breastfeed a fish. Okay, y'all? Y'all see it? So it is a dogon, a Raphael, or Annie's. Clear? Clear? I hope y'all can see it. It's the human and the fish. Half man, half fish, Dogon, or Annie's, Raphael. Or you can take it further, mermaid, right? Maritime, marina, etc. That's the sea, right? Mary is said to be the mistress of the sea, the whore of the sea. All right? Anyway, let's continue. Cosmic harmony on page 36. In addition to being a natural symbol of the spiritual journey, all right? So they're saying that because the zodiac is a wheel depicted as a snake and its tail and its mouth, or just a wheel, all right? And hence, when you think about a wheel, y'all, a wheel is usually a perfect circle, right? That's where the concept of angles and degrees comes from. The angles of the circle. Okay, so this window is a circle, but the entire. Watch the video that I did. Y'all will see what I'm talking about. But the entire Rose Lasana is a circle. Okay, and then there are circles within the circles that have zodiac sign depictions and meanings. All right. So there are 360 degrees in the circle, right, everybody? So each degree is a different angle or angel. Each degree or each angle of energy or light that comes in contact with you physically, or however that process works, delivers with it different messages. Y'all got it? I'm not talking about, so for example, what kind of message? Let's say, like example, a Wi-Fi. Wi-Fi has information embedded into it, right? The signal, it's information embedded into that energy. The angle, the angels, messengers. Y'all got it? All right. All right. In addition to being a natural symbol of the spiritual journey, remember the way. The early Christians said that they were followers of the way, followers of the zodiac. The way, the journey, the path, the zodiac. All right? Zoar or Zor. Not Zor, but Zod, rather. Z-O-A-D. Zod. Okay? The zodiac also provided ancient poets with a symbol of regularity. Regularity like clockwork, y'all. Regularity like clockwork. That's why in Genesis 1, the celestial bodies are said to be there for signs and seasons. Of course, signs have what? Signs have meaning. So the celestial bodies are there to give you meaning, but you must educate yourself in order to be able to read the sign so that you can understand the meaning. And that sign and meaning will change with each degree. All right? With each degree. As the sun goes around its elliptic or its apparent path. All right? So there are the angels, the messengers. A common message is what? When the seasons are coming. When the seasons are coming. So let's continue. The zodiac also provided the ancient poets with a symbol of regularity, order, and harmony. The stars, which make up the constellations. Now remember, I think the ancients said that there are 48 constellations. 12 constellations are in the belt that we call the zodiac. So the zodiac is composed of 12 constellations. Now there are constellations that are in the neighborhood of each zodiac sign. Those are called deacons. Those constellations are called deacons. Okay? I want to just bring your attention to Sirius. All right, Sirius has a dog star. Okay, dog spelled backwards is G-O-D. That's your God. Add an O in it, and you get G-O-O-D. God is good. All right. Y'all see that? That's one level of the etymology of God, or the one astro-theological meaning, or etymological origin. I don't know how I want to phrase it, but y'all see what I'm saying. It comes from the dog star near Sirius. So what is it about Sirius, right? And then, of course, at the other level, it's Dios, Deus, etc., Zeus, and all of that stuff, and then Odin, Woden. Okay, y'all see it? 3 levels. 3 different meanings. 3 different meanings. Okay? You often find double and triple meanings. Okay? But anyway, let's continue. The stars which make up the constellations of the sky appear immutably fixed. That means they cannot move. Immutably fixed in relation one to another. And although the sun, the S-U-N, orb in the sky, moon, and planets have their own individual movements through the zodiac, their cycles can be charted. Their positions predicted. So this is the natal chart, y'all. That's the natal chart. When you can chart, when you have the skill set to chart everything. Now these days, the charting is done by computers. However, in ancient time, it was done by hand. And do you think I would trust a computer program? Absolutely not, because I know who owns those companies. And I know their character. Right, y'all? So chances are, those computer programs, those apps are rigged. They're rigged or missing something, or the information is not correct. Okay? So me, myself, one of my goals is to learn how to do those calculations. I've been trying for going into 2 years now. I went to India to try to find someone to teach me how to do it. I was also in Mexico. and I was not successful with finding someone who knew how to do it. And I was warned, actually, that there are a lot of scammers. So you really, really have to find someone who is legitimate. All right? But I'm still searching. I would like to be able to manually do those calculations. All right? And then it could be, too, that people look at me and they say, you know, you're a foreigner, or I don't like you. Y'all know that the hybrids have really destroyed our reputation globally. So it could be that they just don't want me to know. And so they give me the runaround, right? I understand that. I understand that that's very, very probable. Okay, so anyway, let's continue. But myself and we as a people should learn how to do these calculations by hand. Why? Because it's our heritage. And we need to return to it. See, if you depend on technology companies, you depend on these corporations, they will always have the ups on you. And you know the hybrid's character. See, that doesn't change. You're either a fool and you expect something different than what you've seen since they have come into power, or you're intelligent and you understand that there are certain things that you must do for yourself, that computers are not good for it. Understand? Okay, let's continue. Oh boy. Where am I at? Oh, okay. Such an orderly procession must have fascinated the ancient world. Well, not only fascinated the ancient world, but the modern world, right? Contrasting sharply with the chaotic quality of earthly life. All right, so everything is like clockwork celestially, and then on earth, everything is chaos, right? So the author is saying that there's a big contrast, okay? Contrasting sharply with the chaotic quality of earthly life. Well, earthly life was not always chaotic. It is chaotic because of the hybrids who are in power right now. The dark priesthood and their minions, the Saturnalian Brotherhood, okay, and the other secret societies who are in power. That's what makes life difficult and chaotic here, right? Y'all know that if they had the power, I mean real power, they wouldn't need to do all of these psychological ops. They can just put the truth out there and wouldn't be anything you can do, right? Because they outnumber you. So what does that tell us? Why do they lie about history? Why all of this media to brainwash you, to destroy your self-image, self-concept, to destroy your will? Well, a lot of it is the art of war. But a lot of it is that they're actually weak. Not just genetically, but mentally weaker. And their population is smaller. But their nature is to be territorial and fight. Okay, just like, because they have the chimpanzee DNA, right? And y'all know, I think it's Genesis chapter 9, where the Most High said he would put the fear of man in the animals, or maintain the fear of man, Genesis chapter 2, man, in the animals. So having animal DNA, that fear is in them. It's in them. It's in their DNA. Y'all get it? That's why they fear you. Oh, I saw a demon when he looked at me, right? They get scared I experience this all the time. I can go around some hybrid troglodytes, colonists, and they get all uncomfortable and uneasy. I think our people tend to think they get all uncomfortable and uneasy because they look down on you or it's something about you. No. See, you've been conditioned to see yourself as a problem. You're blinded to the reality. The reality is that when you come around, they feel fear and intimidated. And they got it naturally, right? It's in their DNA. Anyway, let's continue. I'm talking about the hybrid Neanderthal, Paleolithic caveman. It can be pale face or chocolate, or it can be any complexion, all right? So let's continue. Where are we? Okay, such an orderly procession must have fascinated the ancient world, contrasting sharply with the chaotic quality of earthly life and providing a paradigm of that search for order upon which all human beings are engaged. Okay, I think that's pretty clear. Apocalyptic imagery, which can be found in both the Jewish, that would be the religion, not the bloodline, and Christian scriptures. So what am I saying when I say that? That would be Jeremiah 8:8 occurrences, or maybe even something else, right? Use your own intelligent mind. Okay? In both Jewish and Christian scriptures, that's maritime law, okay? Everybody should remember that. That's maritime law. That is darkness. That's December 21st, 22nd, the winter solstice. All right, that's dense darkness, the bottomless pit. There's no bottom or basement, right? To the most southerly part of space. It's the bottomless pit. It's dense darkness, right? That the New Testament refers to. Okay, let's continue. That's Christianity. I'm talking about Christianity. That's what Christianity is, right? Capricorn, December 25th. Pisces. And then Aquarius. All of these are Christianity is coming in. Christianity takes root, reaches its climactic point, and then in Aquarius it begins to get torn down. All right, and people are pressured, meaning death, destruction, hunger, all of the bad things, until they're forced to work together to cooperate. In other words, they learn how to practice group economics. They learn how to function as a nation and as a community. All right. In other words, people start to learn, or they're forced into honorable behavior. That's what I want to say. They are forced by external circumstances to change their mindset and to start being honorable, because their very life depends on it. So let's continue. Okay, apocalyptic writings is often confused with prophecy. Y'all got that? Apocalyptic writing. The end, right? Christ coming back, the Great Tribulation, Armageddon, and all of these horrible things is often confused with prophecy. So prophecy is what? That's, you're saying something that's going to happen in the future, right? It's going to happen in the future. In other words, it hasn't happened yet. Now think about this. If you have a mastery, of natural law, okay? Let's say let's just focus on the 7 Hermetic Principles, okay? If you have a mastery of the 7 Hermetic Principles, and you know the interrelationship and dynamics, how they interact, let's say with commerce. So you understand weather, climate, you understand all of these things. Well, guess what? You can very easily figure out what's going to happen in the future. You just crank out the calculations. And then boom, you see the result. That's a prophecy. All right? That's a prophecy. You know someone's personality, how they behave, how they're going to change. You can work all of this out by whatever technical means that there is, but you have the intelligence and the whatever tools that you need to use. You can figure that out. That's prophecy. All right, let's continue. So the apocalyptic writing, so I'm assuming he's talking about Revelation and things like that, right? Is often confused with prophecy. So let's say Isaiah, Jeremiah, the prophets, right, etc. Since it purports to describe what will happen when capital God enters history in a decisive manner to vindicate Israel, Isis, Ra, and El. Remember, El is the sun. Okay, I'm not talking about the Moorish title. I'm talking about when you're dealing with deities. I discussed that several videos ago. But El is the sun, disk in the sky. Isis, Ra, and El. So all of this is celestial, solar related, right? However, the stylized imagery, right, the destruction, and the impossible genre, let me repeat that, and the impossible nature of the supposed events mark apocalyptic writing more as a literary genre than as a realistic attempt to predict the future. Now, you can predict the future, right, if you know all the factors. And you know the equations or whatever means you're going to do to predict it, you can do it. Y'all got it? So in my opinion, the author is saying that the apocalyptic writings, let's say like Revelation, the book of Revelation, etc., that stuff is so crazy, it's like a comic book. It's so improbable and unlikely, so fantastic, that that's really a genre as opposed to something that is prophetic. Y'all clear on that? All of the crazy images and that, y'all know the dragon in Revelation, that imagery is astrological. But that's another video. I went into that. I don't know if it was in my Saturday 506 The Curses course or if I did it on YouTube. But I went into one of the prophecies in the book of Revelation, and I actually showed that it is astrological. All right? So y'all got that? Now, many of you might disagree with that. All right? You might disagree. But go check it. Go read the book of Revelation. Go read it and see how fantastic and far out, those images are. And then you can decide for yourself whether or not that's prophecy or a genre. Let me read it again. However, the stylized imagery and the impossible nature of the supposed events mark apocalyptic writing more as a literary genre than a realistic attempt to predict the future. So a lot of y'all who are religified and dogma out, yeah, but God can do anything. But the Most High can do anything. What do you say to that, right? Nothing is improbable, nothing is unlikely, because God can do anything. Oh, and by the way, dogma. So remember Sirius, the dog star, dog spelled backward is God. And then also that's where you get dogma. Y'all see it? All right, y'all see that? That's where it comes from. So let's continue. Where are we? Okay. So the cosmic nature of the imagery is readily discernible. For example, in Joel we read, we're talking about the cosmic nature of the imagery in the apocalyptic writings. In Joel we read, this is Joel chapter 2, verse 30 and 31. I will show wonders in the heavens and on the earth, blood and fire, and billows of smoke. The sun will be turned to darkness, and the moon to blood, before the coming of the great and dreadful day of the capital Lord. That's Joel 2, 31 and 30 and 31. And in Isaiah, the stars of heaven and their constellations will not show their light. See, that's why the author is saying that this stuff is just impossible. It's fantastic, right? So the stars of the heavens will not show their light. The rising sun will be darkened, and the moon will not give its light. That's at Isaiah 13:10, y'all. Joel makes specific reference to the celestial signs presaging the calamities that the day of the Lord will bring. And this echoes the verse in Genesis, which declares that the stars are for quote-unquote signs and for seasons. That's Genesis chapter 1:14. In addition, however, there is the underlying assumption in all such passages that disorder on earth will be accompanied by disorder in the heavens. That there is a connection between celestial and terrestrial events. Y'all got that? Y'all got that? So Joel and Isaiah and elsewhere are saying that when you see crazy stuff happening on earth, is due to the crazy stuff that's happening in space. Crazy stuff that's happening with the sun, moon, and stars. All right? So in other words, the sun, moon, and stars do affect the events on earth. That's the author's point. And many people will say, oh, that's crazy. The sun, moon, and stars, they don't affect anything on earth. All right? Well, so here you see a connection between your apocryphal writings about the crazy stuff, the disorder that's going to happen in the heavens, in the stars, and how it's going to affect the earth, right? By showing also, so they'll both be crazy. But the source of the crazy is the heavens, causing crazy on earth. Y'all got it? All right. So you see it for yourself. In addition, however, there is the underlying assumption in all passages that disorder on earth will be accompanied by disorder in the heavens. That there is a connection between celestial and terrestrial events. Y'all got that? You religified people? They're connected. You probably never thought of it that way, right? Well, if you say astrology is not real, you need to deny your prophets. This is an expression of the ancient axiom, as above, so below, and is fundamentally astrological. All right, as above, so below, and is fundamentally astrological. Y'all got that? Everybody got that? These themes appear in a different guise in other parts of the Bible. In Ezekiel chapter 1, a passage that has long perplexed scholars, the prophet's vision of the majesty of capital God is expressed in a welter of images which defy our ability to translate words into pictures. In the midst of this overwhelming array of metaphors, however, we read that out of the great cloud of capital God's glory, quote, unquote, came the likeness of 4 living creatures. This is Ezekiel chapter 1, verse 5. It goes on. Their faces looked like this. Each of the 4 had the face of a man. So which zodiac has the face of a man, y'all? I did a video on this. Y'all go check it. You'll see the 4 living creatures. And on the right side, each had the face of a lion. Which zodiac sign has the face of a lion? That should be easy. Leo the lion, right? And on the left side of the face, an ox. Well, that should be easy too, right? An ox is a bull. That's Taurus. Each had the face of an eagle. So the eagle, if I remember correctly, is Scorpio. All right? Because it used to be represented by an eagle. But y'all check it. This is an image of the immutability of capital God's expressed. Let me repeat that. This is an image of the immutability of capital God. In other words, he don't change. Expressed in terms of the 4 fixed signs of the zodiac. Y'all got that? The 4 fixed signs of the zodiac. So the man is Aquarius. The face of a man is Aquarius. Aquarius, the man. Leo, the lion. Taurus, the ox. Scorpio, the eagle. Okay, so I was right. Let's read the footnote. It is surely significant that the 4 evangelists, Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, have, from the earliest times, been associated with these 4 creatures. In other words, Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John are the 4 seasons, y'all. Matthew the man, Mark the lion, Luke the ox, and John the eagle. See figure 3. And here is figure 3. So we're going to have to do this video when I get on my laptop, y'all. We'll go into this figure, okay? I don't think you can see it well. But pause the video. Let me take a look at it. Pause the video. Let me see if I can do anything with this. If it's clear enough. Okay. Let me. So I see the eagle. I see the lion. Or is this a bull? Yeah, I need to see the picture in color, y'all. I need to see it in color. But let me take a look at this. What I do see, however, here is the cross. Y'all see? Y'all see the cross? You see the summer and winter solstice, and now you see the vernal and the fall equinox. That's the cross, the 4 cardinal points. Okay, y'all? All right. Anyway, we'll come back to that. Maybe in, what time is it now? 1:15. Maybe in about 10 hours, 12 hours, I'll come back to this if I'm able, if I'm free. And we'll go through it and I'll show the color picture. Okay. But I need to find it first. So figure 3, Christ in majesty, somewhere around 1220 AD. Designed from a psalter and prayer book carrying the astrological symbols of the 4 evangelists. All right, Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. Okay, y'all got it? All right. Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John correlate to Ezekiel chapter 1, verse 5, which is the 4 faces, or the 4 living creatures, right? Aquarius, the man, Leo, the lion, Taurus, the ox, and Scorpio, the eagle. Y'all got it? Okay, now let's continue. Scorpio is variously represented in ancient writings as a scorpion, a snake, or in this case, as an eagle. So Scorpio, y'all, in ancient times was represented as a snake and also as an eagle. All right, so Scorpio in ancient times was represented as a scorpion, snake, and eagle. Y'all try to remember that or write it down. But it's on page 38, so you can write it in your margin or underline it. Okay, so let's continue. It is probable that the eagle's supposed ability to renew its youth, it says, see Psalms 103, verse 5, to regenerate itself, identified it with Scorpio, the sign of regeneration. So Scorpio is the sign of regeneration, and according to Psalms 103, verse 5, the eagle can renew its youth. Someone put Psalms 103, verse 5. Someone Google search it, copy paste it, and put it in the comments section so the person who comes after you can see it and know what that verse says. Could y'all do that for me, please? The image of capital God standing, quote unquote, foursquare with his people of the divine perfection coming to dwell on earth is further explored by Ezekiel in the later part of his book, in which he describes his vision of the new temple. And y'all know that the new temple was never built. There was no second temple built. Watch the video I did with Sanetta to learn more about that. All right? In which he describes his vision of the new temple, which will be built to replace the one destroyed by the Babylonians. That's Ezekiel 40, verse 5. Check it out there. The detailed measurements of the structure are reminiscent of the complex and precise instructions given for the construction of the tabernacle. Y'all heard that? So y'all go check that. That's at Exodus chapter 25. I'm going to repeat that. The new temple, the measurements for the new temple are reminiscent of the complex and precise instructions given for the construction of the tabernacle. All right, so you can compare Ezekiel chapter 40, verse 5 with Exodus chapter 25. And for Solomon's temple, check that at 1 Kings 5. All these passages describe the attempt to reflect the perfection of capital G-O-D in the things of time. The perfection of capital G-O-D in the things having to do with time, or the concept of time. Now y'all know time is a mental construct, right? The only way that there is time is if you measure one or more objects against each other. Hence, the movement of the celestial bodies is where we come up with the concept of time. Otherwise, it does not exist. All right? It exists here. Symmetry and harmony, which characterize the heavens, are to be expressed in wood and stone. Strachan says, as the structure of the temple expressed the perfect harmony of the cosmos in architectural proportions equivalent to those of pure musical intervals. Wow, y'all got that? So a building, the perfection of its angles, contours, etc., are to express or reflect the perfect harmony of the cosmos. How could you ever say anything negative about yourself? You and I are supposed to reflect in everything we do the perfect harmony of the cosmos. That's higher self. Higher self doing and being and thinking. That's mastery, y'all. And what does it say? It says in architectural proportions equivalent to those pure musical instruments. Now, aren't we a musical people? In fact, aren't all indigenous people musical? We make some wonderful music, don't we, y'all? So everything that we do should be so beautiful, so precise, so perfectly in harmony with the cosmos that it sounds like music. Beautiful music. Y'all, do y'all see what's being said to us here? This is the level of expectations you need to have of yourself and your heirs and everyone around you. High expectations, right? So its contents express the same universal harmony in its earthly form of the trees, foods, and fragrances of Eden. This is Strachan, page 34. Now y'all know that if we eat natural foods, we enjoy perfect health. The only thing that can mess your health up is your psychology, right? Or you have an accident. So all of these things, natural foods are in balance. They assimilate perfectly into your physiology, into your histology and biochemistry. Perfect harmony. But when you start taking medications, man-made things, they're out of harmony. Okay, all of this is brought to our attention through Ezekiel chapter 45:5, Exodus chapter 25, and 1 Kings chapter 5. Okay? With the precise measurements of the temple. Okay? Y'all got that? In relationship or perfect harmony with the cosmos. So perfect that it should sound like beautiful music. How much time do I have? Let me finish this subheading. In the final drama of the whole Bible, we read about New Jerusalem, which will descend, quote unquote, out of heaven from capital G-O-D. That's Revelation 21. Once again, the all-encompassing perfections. Your goal, my goal, is to be as perfect as we can get. Of this cubic structure are a reflection of the harmony of the heavens, which in turn, I don't know if y'all can hear me, but I got another message saying my signal was lost. All right, so where are we? Which in turn reflect the perfections of capital G-O-D. John's constant repetition of the zodiacal number 12, the 12 tribes of Israel, the 12 apostles, the 12 gates of the city, underlines the cosmic dimension of his vision. The jewels, which are to adorn the foundation of the city wall, are unquestionably astrological and are related to the jewels that symbolized the 12 tribes of Israel in the breastplate of the high priest. Go check that out at Exodus 28:17 through 21. Islam to all the Moors. I got to run, y'all. If y'all want to support my project, I hope y'all support my project to translate the Book of the Law back into Ancient Ibaryath and modern English. All right? Well, everything that was taken out of the Book of the Law will be put back in, including nature and natural law concepts, astrology, astronomy, cosmology. All right, and natural law, constitutional law, etc. All right, and whatever is hidden, I'm going to bring it to your attention to show it to you plainly. Also, I have books you can buy on Ancient Ibaryath. I hope everybody right now is convinced, absolutely convinced, that you must learn linguistics and you must learn Ancient Ibaryath in order to deal with our documents. All right? So that you are no longer ignorant and dependent. Okay, the links are all in the description area of the video. If you want to support any of my work, especially the Book of the Law project, send your kind and generous donation to paypal.me/Zion Law School. I'm Dr. Yusapa from Zion Law School, Islam, and Shalawama.